Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Memoria Freese video. And of course, today is Tuesday, which means we have the JP live stream to cover and obviously talk about all the information they dropped today, including, well, today in specific, today, we have some new units to talk about. We have the Telskyura Abyss changes to talk about, which I know you guys are waiting for because you guys were so mad in my comment section when I made that video. Not at me, but at the game mode itself. But we have some changes coming to the game mode. So let's see if they're going to be any good for you guys. And of course, we have to talk about the big elephant in the room, the collaboration. And of course, I put it in quotes because, well, if you haven't seen yesterday's video, you'll find out why I put it in quotes later on in the video. Now, of course, before we get into the news and the information and everything, please be sure to leave a like down below for this video if you enjoy it. And of course, get subscribed for more Danmachi content. The Sword of Rotoria translations will be coming soon, so we will be making a video on that. We also have the update this week. We are going to be getting a lot of the stuff that they've announced in this update this week. So get subscribed for that. And of course, generally, I'm going to be covering some other stuff for Danmachi in the next couple of weeks. So get subscribed. It would be truly amazing. Now, let's talk about the JP livestream. And of course, they're starting off with the anime campaign like they normally do. And they started off with Kaguya, which we already know about this unit, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about this unit. Very good single target unit and all of that jazz. Of course, if you want a more in-depth video for this unit, you can go check out last week's video. I covered this unit in much more detail and, you know, covered all aspects about this unit. But trust me when I say this is a really good unit. It's just that you might not have the iris for this unit. So very good unit, just a case of bad timing in all honesty. Very much so, case of bad timing. This week, we are getting Estrella, however, which is very interesting because this is another assist unit basically, right? This is our second assist unit in this set of anime gacha units, right? Of course, it's going to have the usual 14710 step up, including a free gacha banner. Now, let's talk about this unit. Let's talk about this unit because we obviously have the details for this unit. So let's pull up Discord. Let's go over to Jassi and Valiris and see what this unit is capable of doing. So she gives allies shorten status debuffs by 3 turns, so reduces status debuffs by 3 turns, and 50% HP heal, and adds one instant effect of when attacked, self AoE and ST damage taken minus 60% for 1 turn, and if HP is 10% or greater, or greater than 10%, add 1 KO save, and removes it if HP is less than 10%. It can be activated once per turn. Well, since it's only one instant effect, it'll only happen once and that's it. Now, this assist is very much so a stall assist. You're going to be using this on a stall team. However, I don't know if she's going to be amazing, to be quite honest. What she needed, in my personal opinion, is the instant effect to be allies. If it was allies, insane. Broken unit. Honestly, broken. Must have for any stall team. The fact that it's only self makes it a little less desirable, in all honesty. She'll still be a decent option. Being able to remove status debuffs by 3 turns is handy for sure. And giving that free 50% HP heal is useful. But generally speaking, I think that's the issue. The fact that it's only on self can seem to be very detrimental in the long run in comparison to other assists who might be a better option. Now, of course, I'm very curious to see what other stall runners think about this unit, so you guys can leave it in the comment section down below. If you do run stall, what do you guys think about this unit? Will she be useful, not useful? Let me know in the comments because, yeah, right now, I'm not too certain about her, but I think she'll be decent still, though. Not crazy, decent. Probably very much skippable for most players, though. Very much skippable for most players, however. That is my personal take on it. So, that is Estrella. That is this week's anime unit. I will obviously do a Shiryu summon and everything for her still. Of course, we'll do a free summon and everything. But right now, I would say very much skippable. Alright, so let's go over the next bit of information. Danmachi latest info. Let's talk about what's coming out this week. So, well, this is not coming out this week. I think this is coming out next week. They've decided to drop it today, though. We are getting part 3 of Estrella Record next week. And if you clear all the quests on very hard, you will get a bond for the unit of your choice from the 23 units appearing in Estrella Record. You know, the fact that they say 23 units appearing in Estrella Record, I didn't realize how many units actually released during this anniversary. And all anniversaries in general. I mean, if you look back at each anniversary, right, there's at least been like 16 to 18 units minimum. So it's very, very weird to actually seeing it, actually seeing it being counted up in this, this image. But yeah, so free bond for the unit of your choice. Now, keyword here to note, right? For those of you guys, wondering, this is only a bond. You will not get a new unit out of this. So if you choose, say, for example, you don't have the Fire Zord, for example. I'm gonna throw out Zord there as an example, right? If you don't have the Fire Zord initially, you're not gonna get a new Zord. You're just gonna get a bond for that Fire Zord. So there's no point in going for the bond if you don't have the character. I would advise going for a bond that is close to +5 and is actually going to be usable for you. That would be my two main things to consider when you're choosing your bond. I will obviously maybe do a video on like which unit is the best out of all the units that have received buffs. But yeah, that's something for you guys to decide and actually look into. But for me personally, I would advise going for the one that's closest to MLB primarily. So yeah, these are the units that are going to be getting you can exchange for, actually, I should say. So you have the part 1, part 2, part 3 banners. You have the EX banner with Lefiya, Zord, and Erebus. My choice is probably going to be that Erebus for that light res down. He's my closest one to MLB because Argonaut I cannot get at all, so I'm having to rely on getting more Erebuses. And then of course you have the 4th anniversary Lefiya and Zord, who are also going to be a part of the exchange shop as well. So if you haven't gotten them maybe, or they're close to MLB, you can go get them as well. So yeah, these are the banners coming out. We have obviously the part 3 banners of these two, Fire Magicalese, Finn, Freya, and then Ryuu, Otaro, and Alan. It's going to be interesting to see what buffs they get, because I don't know right now how they're going to look like with their buffs and let you know which banner is better. In my personal opinion, I would probably say this one might be better because of Fire Magicalese and how good she can potentially be with Hero Festa Elise. That's just my personal opinion though right now. We don't have the buffs. This live stream didn't reveal the buffs. We'll probably get them next week when the banners do drop. So bear that in mind. Okay, but yeah, this is also coming out, which is going to be probably a banner most people go for because of Erebus's light res down, as well as that Lefiya. I think a lot of people might go for this banner more so than any of the other banners, but we'll see. We have to wait and see what the buffs are like, because right now we can't say much. In all honesty, we really cannot say much. Now, of course, if you haven't watched my video for the adventure level and discussing that, they have officially announced that level 5 will be dropping this week. Yes, we're going to be able to challenge a boss for level 5. It seems to be Otaro is going to be our boss. And there are a couple of things that they have announced with this as well, along with the reward for getting to adventure level 5 and a couple of other things, such as the introduction of new ways to get points, achievement points for the adventurer level. So, first and foremost, Adventure Level 5 is here. Challenge Otaro to a test of strength. It's dropping this Thursday. The difficulty is 140, so it is going to require you to have one of your best teams possible. I'm probably going to take the light team and use that team for the video, but of course I might try a couple of different teams in that video itself to show you guys different ways you can probably beat this stage. You do get a assist star bond, which is phenomenal. I would advise players to save that for the anniversaries and stuff like that. Don't use it up immediately once you get it, because realistically there's not much value in it unless you're doing, for example, Argonaut from +4 to +5, right? If you have something like that, if you have a really good assist at +4 like Argonaut, for sure you can go for it. But I would say, generally speaking, if you have an assist that's +4 and you want to get it to +5 but you don't feel confident, stop right there. Save it for the future, because if you don't feel confident right now, there's no point in doing it. So I would advise saving your assist star bond for sure. Now, this is the adjustments that are going to be changed for the achievement points. So first and foremost, there's no change to main story. So as long as you clear your main story, that stays the same. The point caps have been increased for best wargame rank, overall status, login count, and player rank. So currently the maximum points you can get is from just getting top 10,000. I assume they'll increase it to getting top 5,000 for best wargame rank. Overall status will probably go up as well. You'll probably need more units in your box for that. Login count, they're gonna probably extend how many login days you have. Right now, apparently you need to log in 1,000 days to get to the maximum amount. So it might become like 2,000 days probably. I wouldn't be surprised about that. And player rank will probably jump up to rank 400 maybe, because right now it's between 200 to 300. And they've added new achievements as well. So you have your total CP level and number of units obtained. So there's even more of a reason to increase your CP level and get more units to be able to, increase your adventurer level. So a couple of things to note. I will be talking about them in the adventure level video that I will be doing later this week. But if you want an idea of what the adventure level is like, again, you can go check out a video I dropped actually a couple of days ago. It's perfect timing, in all honesty, really perfect timing. So you can go check out that video to get an idea of exactly how it works and everything of that sort. So definitely go check it out. Now, the Telskyura Abyss, the big problem child we've had for about 2 weeks now. A lot of people have been unhappy about this. A very vast majority of people have been truly disappointed about the changes they've made from under Telskyura to Telskyura Abyss. So let's see what changes they've made and let's discuss whether or not that is good. So the upcoming adjustments to Telskyura Abyss. This is going to start from this Thursday onwards. So it's not going to be implemented in this event. It's going to be implemented from the next one. The number of rounds a unit will be unavailable after being used in one battle has been changed from 2 to 1. So instead of having to wait 2 rounds, so say for example, if I use one team in round 1, you no longer have to wait till round 4 to be able to use them. You now can use them in round 3, for example. So you only need a maximum of 2 teams now instead of 3. Obviously, you can use 5 different teams. It'll probably still get you a better score for sure. But right now, you only need 2 teams. You don't need 3 teams. You don't need 4 teams, 5 teams. You can use only 2 teams and clear out an entire run of Telskyura Abyss. The highest score required to complete total score reward missions has been changed from 5 million to 1.5 million. Brilliant change. If you haven't seen my Telskyura Abyss video where I go over my thoughts on it and how I felt about it, one of my biggest issues was the cumulative score rewards. It being 5 million was practically impossible for the average player. Right now, if let's say an average player got 50,000 points, they would only be able to get a maximum of around 1.5 to 1.75 million at best, in all honesty, which is ridiculously far away from the 5 million score. Only whales and, actual long-term players would be able to reach like a 4 million to 5 million score. There's no way the average player would have ever gotten to even 3 million. So them dropping it down to 1.5 is brilliant. Just to give a reference, right? If you scored 50,000 every day in the current format, you could only get to 2 million or 2.5 million, I think it was, in like 15 to 16 days or something like that. You can go check out that video for the actual maths, but it was ridiculous. You couldn't actually reach that point unless they extended the event. So the fact that they've dropped it down to 1.5 million is brilliant. Changes have been made to matchmaking in the Braver and Battle Princess classes, so the difficulty has been lowered, so most people should be able to get out of those 2 difficulties and enter King. The amount of score gained from the victory turn count bonus has been lowered. The amount of score gained from maximum total damage for 1 skill bonus has been increased. Okay, that's very interesting. So you need to now do a bigger amount of damage in 1 hit, basically, to be able to get more score. And effectively, the score you get from doing it in a certain amount of turns has been lowered, because I assume a lot of people are running like stall teams, for example, and stuff like that. And having a stall team would mean that, it takes far longer. So that's why I guess they've lowered it so that, stall teams aren't necessarily detracted from the game mode itself. The number of parties that can be registered for use in Telskyura Abyss will be increased from 7 to 9, and this is a future adjustment planned for spring. Okay, that's fine for me. I think that's absolutely okay. They're going to give 80 Iris as well to all players above because of all the issues they've had with the first iteration and how bad it was. So that's fine. I think it's absolutely fine. I think this is brilliant. This is very, very good. This is a much needed change, right? And in all honesty, like I've said for the Telskyura Abyss, it's a very casual game mode in the sense of you don't necessarily need to do it. There's no reason to do it because the rewards aren't insane, but it's free rewards. It's not gonna take too much of your time, especially now that they've lowered the scoring or lowered the amount you needed to score and stuff like that, and they've lowered the restrictions, right? I think that's the most important thing. So for me, I think these are very, very good changes, and overall I'm very happy. I think this is immense. This is a very, very good change. Absolute dub. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Okay, so yeah, this is them going through it. Well, I mean, I kind of jumped the gun there, but we have Song of Awakening Lefiya. But before we get into Song of Awakening Lefiya, Yeah, this is the changes they made. So now you don't need to wait for 2 rounds. It's there. You just need to do one fight and then they'll be ready. But yes, the collaboration from yesterday. I say collaboration. Sword of Rotoria Volume 13 released today in Japan, and as a result, Danmachi Memoria Freese decided that they wanted to bring in Song of Awakening Lefiya, or Shorthead Lefiya, into the game as a celebration, which I think is brilliant. This is something that they need to do a little bit more of, but of course I understand that in certain situations it becomes a problem because, well, spoilers and stuff like that, right? But yes, this is a Thunder Lefiya. Obviously, based on the aura, we can say that it is a Thunder Lefiya, which I'm very excited about. I like the look of Shorthead Lefiya, by the way. It's growing on me for sure. And yes, it is a time-limited unit. This unit will be coming out this Thursday. Like I said in yesterday's video, this unit will be going from this Thursday all the way till March 16th. So you have a month to summon on this banner, and you have a 14710 step up. It's time-limited unit, so you'll have to use Starbonds if you want to, you know, limit break her freely. I feel like they should have made her non-time limited. I don't understand why they made her time limited. It's kind of stupid in my personal opinion, but whatever. It is what it is at this point. But yeah, time limited unit, 14710 step up. Now we'll talk about the weapon in just a moment. Let's go over to Discord and actually look at the kit first and foremost, because I want to talk about this weapon in much more detail later on. But let's talk about the unit itself now. Let's talk about the unit. So if we go all the way here, right, Jossie has thankfully given us more translations for Lefiya, of course, and I think she's phenomenal. I genuinely think she's really good. So her special arts is Foe's Ultra Thunder Magic Attack with Ultra Critical Rate, Skill Damage plus 90% per self magic buff, and Foe's Endurance and Thunder Res minus 60% for 3 turns. S1 is 71 MP, Foe's Fast Mid Thunder Magic Attack with Ultra on Counter Rate, and MRes minus 40% and AoE damage taken plus 40% for 4 turns, and adds 4 additional actions of Foe's Mid Thunder Magic Attack with Ultra Critical Skill Damage plus 40% per self magic buff, and extends Magic and Agility and Thunder Attack damage buffs by 3 turns. Now, some of you guys who use a certain unit might already be recognizing what this unit is looking like. Second skill, 50 MP, self fast remove status debuffs and magic agility dexterity plus 60% for 1 turn and thunder attack damage plus 100% for 1 turn. Her third skill is a single target mid thunder magic attack with ultra critical skill damage plus 90% per self magic buff. Now, you might already recognize what this unit is looking like. She looks very similar, if not exactly the same, like the dark physical Kaguya from a couple of months ago, the one that has been running rampant in war games. Some of you guys may know about her already. You guys have seen how much of a menace she is in war games, right? In that turn 2 physical rush team, right? This Lefiya is basically exactly like that. I know some people are annoyed about the fact that it is a mid attack and stuff like that, but the thing is, right, physical Kaguya exactly has the same thing, exactly the same modifiers and everything. The only difference between this Kaguya and or the Kaguya and this Lefiya, I should say, is that the third skill, Kaguya's, is probably a little bit better because it's an AoE super dark physical attack, whereas Lefiya's is a single target mid thunder magic attack with 180% damage modifier, which actually makes her a little bit more usable in game modes like, for example, Record Buster, Familiar Rush, Familiar Royale, stuff like that. So in that regards, you can make an argument and say that this Lefiya is a little bit better in that in that situation. But I also get a lot of people's points about, you know, this may not be an amazing unit because of that. In terms of the passive skill, 35% magic agility dexterity, 45% water res, counters or thunder magic attack, 50% damage on crit. You add the 2 up, it's 50%. I don't know why they decided to do this instead of giving her penetration damage. I feel like that could have been maybe a little bit better, but it is what it is. And Dragon Killer. So I would expect to see a potential dragon based boss in the near future, potentially. But yeah, I think this Lefiya is going to be really, really good, especially if you can run her alongside, say, for example, Wine and Lyra, right? Lyra from the banner a couple of months ago, the one that came with the Kaguya actually, and the Wine from the Cyber Ops event, the Mecha event. I think those two together, along with this Lefiya, you can make an insane Thunder team, in all honesty. I think there's going to be some amazing setups going with that. So it's going to be very interesting to see her performance. And furthermore, finally, like I was talking about, I want to talk about this. Lefiya's new weapon is here. Thank the Lord. Because some of you guys may not remember this. This was early on when I was making videos initially. Not that early on, but like a few months ago, I made a video about Belle's two weapons, right? Hakugen and Hestia knife. And I looked into which one was better. Then we obviously made another video where I went over Lefiya's own weapon and why Riveria's weapon was better for her. And it primarily came down to the fact that her weapon for some reason didn't give an extra critical rate. It didn't give an extra 15% critical rate. Instead, all it gave was endurance, magic, and agility, and you could get an extra bit of crit, but it was only 15% crit. It wasn't like other weapons where you could get like double 15% crit and stuff like that. This time round, I'm pretty sure, are going to be getting a critical weapon here. Now, one thing to note, by the way, this is wrong. Don't pay attention to the attributes of plus 30% magic. That is wrong. It's not that OP. Lefiya is not going to be that cracked, unfortunately. This is a typo. They mentioned it on stream, actually, that, you know, this was a typo and that it's actually supposed to be just plus 30 magic. But this is what we got. It's still fine. I mean, it'll still be like a normal weapon, which I'm very, very excited about. But yes, we're getting it as a present alongside the release, so we're gonna get it freely. Highly recommended if you do use the Lefiya, right? Maybe you use Earth Lefiya in Record Buster, or you're using the new Lefiya, for example, right? Definitely something to look forward to. But yeah, I think the new Lefiya is going to be pretty darn strong. A lot of people have been really annoyed about the fact that, well, one, it's time limited, and two, the modifiers seem to be a little bit low. But I think I'm the opposite this time. Usually I'm the one complaining about modifiers. This time I actually think the modifiers are kind of justified purely because of what she's capable of doing. So we'll have to wait and see how she is in effect. We'll probably do a showcase and everything when she releases. But right now I'm very impressed by her. I'm very, very impressed by her. Just because I know how much of a menace that Kaguya is, in all honesty. So that's there. And I think this also kind of increases the stonks of Hero Festa Elise, because she gives that 2 times magic null. So there is that factor as well. We are also getting a login bonus, which it doesn't seem like much, but it's actually pretty decent considering how little skip tickets we get. Getting some free skip tickets and potato snacks is really handy, especially for players starting out. This is going to be very, very much so really useful because of Astrea record being live, so definitely down for it. A bundle is coming out, which is nice. I mean, it's guaranteed Lefiya in this banner, but yeah, that's there, I suppose. 400 Iris as a present for Sword Art Oratoria Volume 13's release. Brilliant. More Iris, the better. Alright, so let's go over the schedule now and let's see what's happening. So on the 16th, we have Sword Art Oratoria 13, the bundle, Familiar War Games. I will be making a video on Familiar War Games, and I'll probably do like sort of a supercut video on Monday or Tuesday with all my Familiar War Games battles, in all honesty. I might do that as well. Let me know if you're interested in seeing that potentially. War Games training is coming back. Nobody cares about that. Telskyura Abyss change up happening. Thunder, Fire, Material, and Dragon Killer. You're gonna want the new Lefiya here for sure, as well as obviously Hero Festa, Elise, Magic Elise, and so on and so forth. Astrea's coming out. I would probably say skip, in all honesty. Not worth it unless you're running stall and you actually think she's going to be useful for your team. 17th login bonus. Next week is going to be the buffs. So what's going to happen here is we will be getting the buffs on Tuesday. Next Tuesday, that is. We will be getting it on the interwebs, the news page, the JP news page on Tuesday. So I will be making a video on that when I get the opportunity to. So don't worry about it. But yeah, the part 3 buffs and everything will be coming out then, along with these guys' buffs. The part 3 and EX story buffs. Very excited to see what buffs these guys get, in all honesty. Very, very excited. Gareth Record Buster as well. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Next week we also have a maintenance scheduled from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's a bit rare to have a maintenance. I'm very curious to see why they're doing a maintenance. Probably just server optimizations and stuff like that, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully it's more than that. Maybe some changes to the anti-cheat system, but we move. You know, hopefully, but we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the news of today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did so, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi content. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching these videos. I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.